Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad Newfangled Motion Picture Show.
Hello, everyone. We're back. That is, I, Niall,
And I, Nolan,
are back to review yet another movie. This time, the most painfully wholesome of all movies to come out this year, Christopher Robin. If you somehow are unaware of this movie and what it's about, I can't help you.
this movie's so saccharine sweet. It'll give you diabetes. It's adorable.
Yeah, so we're gonna do our normal thing where we do a spoiler-free review, and then give you a spoiler warning and go more in depth into the movie. Not that there's a whole lot to spoil on this movie. There's one thing that I don't know if it's a complaint, because I don't know how else you would do a sequel to Winnie the Pooh, but it's very predictable.
It is the exact movie I expected going into it. When I walked out, I was like, well, I had an expectation going in, and it was exactly that.
Yeah. So,
like, beat for beat, I was like, yep, this is exactly the movie I expected it to be.
For most movies, that's a complaint, but for this one, it's like, that way because, like, I don't know what else you would do with a sequel to Winnie the Pooh that you could do without just pissing off all the fans.
It's not necessarily a bad thing in this case, and it's a really good family film.
Yes.
You have nothing to worry about taking a child of any age to see this movie.
God, I should hope not. It's a Winnie the Pooh movie.
I mean,
probably the worst thing in the movie for children is there is a scene where Christopher Robin is in World War II. Very briefly.
I was about to say that.
Very briefly, and it shows him, like, running out of a house
that explodes.
That explodes. And, like, that's it.
Right, because it takes you, like, certain points of his life from his childhood to his adulthood, and he fought in World War II, and in real life, Christopher Robin, who is a real person, his father wrote the stories, and they're based on, like, these adventures he had playing with his toys in the woods behind their house growing up, and he in real life fought in World War II and whatnot, so that's true to life.
Yep.
As much as it can be.
But that's the only depiction of war.
Right, it's very brief.
Very, very brief.
They show him leave,
and that alone
and
is alone is probably why the movie's PG instead of G.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I can possibly think of that would make this PG instead of G. Because, like Nolan said, it's just such a
wholesome,
saccharine, sweet,
wholesome movie. But what do you excuse me? What do you expect from Winnie the Pooh? Really, I mean, if you want something different from Winnie the Pooh, I mean, you don't want Winnie the Pooh. You're some kind of monster.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're looking for a family film, it's under 2 hours. It's like an hour and 45 minutes or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And you're a fan of Winnie the Pooh or Disney in general, or you just want something that will take you out of the summer heat for a little bit of time and you can keep your kids entertained with,
go see Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Well, you can do that. Or you can go see this. Yeah,
it's like I said, it's a very, very wholesome, family-friendly movie, and it's just really predictable.
It's cute though. I mean,
yeah.
And then the effects, like where they have these.
Oh yeah, the effects were gorgeous. They looked like talking stuffed animals, or talking animals in the case of Owl and Rabbit.
Owl and Rabbit seemed to be real animals, whereas the rest were stuffed.
Yeah.
And so they're but yeah, they look like stuffed animals come to life, and it was very well done. Nothing at any point took me out of it. And then, you know, Ewan McGregor, he's great in everything he does, so.
Mm-hmm. Especially when squaring off against Count Dooku.
Mm-hmm. He does not do that in this movie, though.
Nope. Or squaring off against General Grievous.
Yep. Doesn't do that either. He does square off against Pooh Bear though.
Yeah. Bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
Took a weird turn. Still predictable though.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I mean the movie's basically Christopher Robin's grown up, doesn't know what it means to have fun anymore. He's so caught up in his work that it's, hurting his family life. And when he needs him the most, Pooh Bear shows up to basically save him.
Yeah, it's from teach him to, have fun again and remember what the most important things in life are. That like, yeah, his job's important, but his family's more important.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
Oh, there's one thing about this movie that they did differently than what I was expecting. I just remembered something.
Okay.
But as far as like the story beats go, it was exactly what I expected. There's just one thing about the movie, and I'll get to that in the spoiler parts because it might be a minor spoiler. But yeah. So I mean, I feel like Disney has done this exact same story before, though, where it's like, all right, we take a beloved character.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's an adult. He doesn't know what it means to have fun anymore.
Have they done that specifically? Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like they have.
There are some story beats like in The Incredibles, like figuring out that family is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's a perfectly alright movie.
Yeah. I'll probably never watch it.
Yeah,
again. I don't regret having watched it, but I'll probably never watch it again.
Right, I'm the same way. I'm glad I saw it, but I don't need to ever see it again.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this movie without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
So, spoiler warning. So the one thing that I wasn't expecting is I was expecting in this movie for Christopher Robin to be the only one that could hear or see the stuffed animals move.
Yeah,
and
I was
then,
expecting.
And then it was going to turn out that his daughter also could.
Mm-hmm. But no, anybody can.
Anyone can. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I'll admit. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. But it's not that big deal. One thing that sometimes you watch a movie and you're like, if they would just do this, it would make things a lot easier. And I think if he had explained to his wife, like, I'm sorry, because part of the story, he's going to take his family on holiday, because British have holidays, not vacations. He's taking his family on holiday over the weekend to his family's cottage where he grew up.
Yeah, because his daughter's about to go off to boarding school.
Yeah, and this is his last opportunity to really spend some quality time with her. And his boss comes in and is like, look, we're having financial troubles. He works for a company that makes luggage. He's like, we're having financial troubles and we're either going to have to lay a bunch of people off, or you need to figure out how to cut some costs by Monday.
Yeah.
And so if he had explained to his wife, he's like, look, honey, I know I promised to go, but I need to figure out how to cut costs, or I'm gonna have to lay off like 10 people.
Yeah, like
these people are counting on me. I think she would have understood. She got angry at him that he wasn't going to spend time with them. I'm like, yeah, but I think if you explained why,
yeah, I think she would have been okay.
I think she would have been like, oh,
it's like, yeah, sorry, I can't go, honey, but dozens of people's livelihood is dependent on me.
Yeah, and I need to cut costs, otherwise these people are on the street, and that would have helped smooth things over a little bit, at least where his wife's concerned. His daughter might not have been, because she's young and she might not have quite understood, but at least his wife wouldn't have been pissed at him.
Yeah. And in case you might be worried, this movie has in it
the Tigger
song and Pooh's
twice, I think.
Well, Tigger sings the Tigger song once, and then Christopher Robin, like, he says some of the lines from it when trying to explain to his wife.
Right. I thought Tigger sang it again one more time. Oh, maybe not.
But it also has Pooh Bear's Morning Stretches song.
Oh yeah.
So if you were worried that those wouldn't be in the movie, they're in there.
Yep, and plenty of mention of Heffalumps and Woozles.
Yep, that's a whole thing.
Yep. And lots of callbacks to the old, stories and Disney cartoons and stuff. Although I think the only returning voice, so Pooh Bear and Tigger are Jim Cummings, who's I think always done their voices forever.
Yeah.
But then there's like new actors for the rest of them, like Brad Garrett voices Eeyore, for instance. But yeah, I don't know how much we can really talk about this movie. There's not
a whole lot of substance.
Not a great amount of substance to it. It's what it is. I mean, it's exactly what I expected from the movie going into it, and it delivered on what I expected from it.
Yep.
So that's not a bad thing.
Good job, Pooh Bear.
Yeah, you're solid, Pooh Bear. You can always count on Pooh Bear to deliver Pooh Bear, and this is Pooh Bear.
Yep. Yeah.
Although I think looking at it, I think I might prefer live action Pooh Bear over cartoon Pooh Bear. He just is like really kind of cute to look at.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say about Mr. Robin. Coming up next week, we'll be doing a review. Assuming nothing happens that eats up like all of our Saturday or something crazy. Because that never happens or anything.
No.
We'll be doing reviews of Mile 22 with Marky Mark and Alpha. And then week after that, the Happy Time Murders, and the week after that, Operation Finale. So be on the lookout for those things. Go check out our other reviews if you like this one. We just posted up a review of Black Klansman, and earlier this week, whatever. Anyway, a few days ago, we posted up a review of Bloodfest.
Not to be confused with Hellfest. So check those out. Check us out over on Twitch. And until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.
Toodles.